Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking a little trip down memory lane and talking about some classic Nickelodeon TV shows that I loved watching as a kid and still enjoy as a 25-year-old adult. Okay, so to be honest, I don't even know when Paramount Plus officially launched. I know there was like a commercial first advertising it during the Super Bowl, so I'm assuming it was like sometime in February or like early March, but I didn't get it until the end of March, and I only have a month trial, and I'm not sure. It's only like $5.99 a month, so maybe I will pay for it because it has like every show from my childhood. So I'm gonna go down the list. I'm currently on the kids section. And if y'all were 90s kids, I feel like I'm more of a 2000s kid because I was born in 95, so I'm like a 90s baby, but like all this stuff was on like even in the early 2000s, at least with like reruns if it was canceled. Okay, so every show that I watched: Ah Real Monsters, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, All Grown Up, All That, The Amanda Show, As Told by Ginger, Are You Afraid of the Dark, the original. I haven't watched the new one yet, but it is on here, so we'll see. The Angry Beavers, Blue's Clues. Okay, I mean, it just has everything. Bob the Builder. Alright, I don't know this ain't Bob the Builder. I mean, we only watch the classics here. What else? Cat Dog, Chalk Zone, Clarissa Explains It All, which I actually own on DVD. Danny Phantom, Dora the Explorer, classic. Double Dare, amazing. Okay, this is like some new Double Dare nonsense that like Mark Summers wasn't in, so like it doesn't even matter. Doug, Nickelodeon's Doug. Drake and Josh. The Fairly Odd Parents. Gullah Gullah Island, I mean, my childhood truly. Guts, which like the Nick game shows were just like classic. Hey Dude, which I didn't really watch, but like I know it's like a classic. Hey Arnold, seen every episode like 100 times. Love it. iCarly, which was towards the end of my Nick watching days. Kenan and Kel, which is just everything. Kablam, which honestly the best, and then they had the short Action League Now, which then became its own show, which was like everything. Invader Zim, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but it is still a classic. Legends of the Hidden Temple, probably my favorite game show of the Nickelodeon game show. Double Dare is a close second. And also like Family Double Dare, it's just everything. But Legends with Kirk Fogg, the best. Max and Ruby I kind of watched, but I feel like I was like a little older, so like, I don't know, it's kind of a mess. Little Bear, I can't, the best. My Life as a Teenage Robot. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Amazing. Oswald, which I loved. Nick Arcade, amazing. Like just all the classics. Ren and Stimpy, which I didn't watch, and I think it's weird still to this day, but it was a classic and like one of the original Nick shows. Rocket Power, yes, amazing. Rocko's Modern Life, another one I didn't really watch. I feel like this one and like Ren and Stimpy were a little too adult for me. But it was one of the originals, so it's still a classic. Rugrats, which is another Nick show I've seen every episode of 100 times. All the movies had like Rugrats dolls, just everything. Salute Your Shorts, classic. Probably one of the best theme songs. Sister Sister, which I guess was played on Nick. I remember it more on Disney Channel, but you know. SpongeBob SquarePants, which I think is the longest running Nickelodeon show currently that still makes new episodes, but for me only like the first like 3 seasons are good, and after that it's just like not great, but that's just me. And The Wild Thornberrys, which was a classic. Zoe 101, which was amazing. And ending with You Can't Do That on Television, which I didn't watch, but like, I don't know, just the fact that everything's here, I feel like I have the ability, obviously, to watch it. So, obviously, like, so many options. Amazing. I kind of want to, like, make a list and, like, ranking my favorites and, like, do, like, a little explanation as to, like, why I put them in that order. But there's so many, I feel like it might take a minute. But maybe I will do that because it's Sunday night and I have, like, nothing better to do before bed. So maybe I will, but this is honestly everything I wanted. I remember when Disney Plus first came out, like, my best friend Marissa, like, got it pretty much right away, and she, like, set me up with my own, like, account. So, like, shout out to her because that's just amazing that she did that. And, like, when Disney Plus first came out, I was, like, all over it. I'm probably gonna do a separate video just on that, because when that came out and they had like all the DCOMs, Disney Channel original movies, all the shows, like every Disney movie, all the princesses, old stuff like Steamboat Willie, like just amazing, like all the stuff they have. And I remember thinking like somebody should make like a Nickelodeon Plus where they have like all the old shows. And like here we are. I think Disney Plus came out in like 2019. Yeah, so I just looked it up because I didn't want to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was November 12th, 2019. So here we are, almost 2 years later. And we have Paramount Plus that has pretty much every Nickelodeon show that ever was good. And like they have other stuff too that's like more current, but I'm 25 and I don't watch Nickelodeon anymore. But I've definitely been watching this stuff. It's like reliving my childhood and nostalgic. And I don't know if I had to pick between Nickelodeon and Disney. Cartoon Network like isn't even in the running for me. I did watch some Cartoon Network like classic shows, but like for me I was more of like a Nickelodeon and Disney kid. And probably if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose Nickelodeon because like it was just everything. One show that I can think of off the top of my head that they are missing is The Adventures of Pete and Pete. If they had that, it would be like everything. And as far as kid shows, they're missing Little Bill and Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I can think of those two that I'm pretty sure were both Nick Jr. But pretty much it has like 95%. I do want to look up like every Nick and Nick Jr. show like back then, because I feel like I'm definitely missing a couple more that they don't have. But like pretty much like they have everything. And when I first got Paramount Plus, which I feel like I didn't even get it for that reason, I got it for something else, and I was homesick from work, and I was like, oh my god, like it literally has every Nick show, to the point where like I almost started crying because I was so excited, because I felt like I've been asking for this and like someone answered my prayers. But yeah, I think I'm gonna look up what other shows there were, because I definitely feel like I'm missing some, like I said. And also I'm going to make a list going from my favorite to my least favorite and explain my reasoning. Okay, you guys, so I just went through the whole list on my phone, and there are a lot of shows that aren't on there. At first I couldn't find any, but after going through the whole list, there's a lot. So I'm pretty sure Oh Yeah Cartoons isn't on there, but that was like, I read about it because I was like, that sounds familiar, but I don't remember exactly what it was. And that was basically, it was like it lasted 3 seasons, and it basically played like shorts of like cartoons. Like I found out that's where like Chalk Zone first started, and My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I think The Fairly Odd Parents also. And it was just like shorts, so I feel like those shows are on there, so like it doesn't really count. Another one that's not on there. Now, these are just shows that like I watched, so I'm not naming literally everything, it's just the shows that I watched. Cat Scratch is not on there, which I did watch. That was like more toward the end of my Disney watching days, but I definitely did watch Cat Scratch. The Adventures of Pete and Pete, like I said. Welcome Freshmen, which like I didn't watch. That one was from 1991 to 93, and I wasn't even born yet. And I feel like if it did air in reruns, like, which it probably did, but like I'm not gonna watch that as like a 5-year-old kid. But I would definitely watch it today. So, and I remember when like the Splat first started, they did play that, and I watched it at one point, and I was like, hey, like this is actually pretty good. The Secret World of Alex Mack, it's not on there. Also, some of these shows that I'm naming, like I said, I didn't watch, but I know they're like classic Nick shows, like the original stuff. So, just naming it. Cousin Skeeter, which also I didn't watch. The Brothers Garcia, which I'm pretty sure I did watch. Maybe not like a regular watcher, but I definitely watched at times. Taina, that was a classic. I watched that. Romeo, I don't think I watched that much, maybe from time to time. Unfabulous, which I was a huge fan of, that's not on there. I'm scrolling through the list, so forgive me. The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo is not on there. I don't think Wild and Crazy Kids is on there. Get the Picture, which I love, that's not on there. Nick News with Linda Ellerby, which honestly, like, thank God, because I don't know about you guys, but like I was not a fan. And whenever it would come on, and like it was always like breaking news, and they would like have an episode or whatever, and it like interrupted one of my other shows, I was over it, and I immediately changed the channel. And I probably put on Disney. Saw what was going on over there, because it was just terrible. Roundhouse isn't on there. Wienerville is not on there. Little Bill, like I said, which is just really sad, because I'm over it. I love Little Bill. And like, even though I'm 25, like I would still I put on Oswald and was like watching it, and I was like, I feel like I'm like homesick from school, like watching like my shows. Action League Now, but they do have Kablam on there, and Action League Now originally was from Kablam, so like it's probably on there, but it's not on there as like its own show. Angela Anaconda is not on there, which was like everything. Pinky and the Brain, I don't think that's on there. I didn't see it. Franklin, which was also my show. They don't have Franklin. I love Franklin. I had like the books too. I was a big Franklin. Maisie, which like, when did Maisie air from? Oh, 99? I feel like I watched it a lot as like reruns, and Maisie was like very interesting. And they had books too, I'm pretty sure. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, like I said, loved Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Would cry if it was on there. Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends. I watched that, but that was probably more towards like the end of my Nickelodeon watching days. And that's it for what I watched. That is not currently on Paramount Plus. Okay. Now, I have a stack of loose leaf paper. I'm going to write all the shows, only the ones, oh god, I don't know if I should do only the ones on Paramount Plus or just like every Nickelodeon show that I watched. Oh my god. This honestly might take a while, and it's 9:46 and I probably should be going to bed, but like I might be up for a while because I feel like I'm invested now. And like I've been wanting to do this for so long. Like I said, I'm also gonna do one with like Disney Plus and like go through like all those shows, and I'll probably look up like the shows that aren't on there because there are some. So let me do that, and I will come back to you when the list is finished, hopefully tonight, because like I said, I feel like I'm invested now, and like I'm not gonna be able to like go to bed. Like this is gonna be on my mind, so I need to do this. So I will come back to you with the finished list. Okay guys, I just finished writing out the list, and it's a lot. Okay, so I wrote everything out and then I numbered everything, and I was like guessing like how many it would be. I guessed 50. Then as I got to the second side, which I'll show you in a second, I was like, alright, it's definitely going to be more than 50, so then I guessed 60, and it's over 60. So, also one other thing I want to clarify, I was doing the list, and so the show Get the Picture, I was like, oh my god, I love that show, which I do like that show, and I definitely did watch it, but I was confusing it with Figure It Out, which was hosted by Summer Sanders, which that is the one that I loved. I do really like Get the Picture also, but I was confusing it with Figure It Out, which I feel like so stupid about, to be honest. But I just want to clarify that firstly. Secondly, here is the list. So, all written out in alphabetical order until here. So these are all the shows on Paramount Plus, so 44. And then the list with all the other shows goes to 65. And again, these are only shows that I watched, and some of them I didn't even watch, but I felt like they were like classics and they were on like when I was born or in reruns that like, you know, I saw like episodes of, but it wasn't really like a show that I watched. So I put those on here too. So I'll definitely like go through the list and explain like all of that. Like if it's last on the list, it's probably because I didn't watch it or I only saw like a few episodes and it wasn't like my favorite. Also, I think I'm going to split this up into 3 categories. I'm going to do the game shows as one category. The like Nick Jr. shows as another category, and then like all the other shows are gonna be together. So I think tonight I might do the game shows and the Nick Jr. shows because there's a lot less of those than everything else, and all the other shows I might do that tomorrow. Obviously when you see this video it's gonna be all one video, but I think I might do that separately just because it makes sense. Like, you can't, like, if I did it all together, oh my god, it would take so long. So I'm gonna separate it, and let's go through the lists of the orders that I have chosen. Okay, as soon as I was done filming, I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to add the classic Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. So there are actually 66 in total for my list. So now I'm going to go on and make my list. Okay, y'all, I've got my first two lists, and it's already 10:18, so I'm definitely going to be done for the night after this, but you guys will see this all as one continuous video, so it really won't matter for you. So first I did the game shows, which for my list there were only 7. So here's my list. We've got Legends of the Hidden Temple is number 1, which I'm pretty sure I already said as I was like going through all the shows, that like as far as game shows go, Legends is my absolute favorite. I even have like a green monkey shirt because like they're my favorite, followed by the silver snakes. The rest are trash. Sorry. Not sorry. But Legends I absolutely love. Double Dare, as far as like all the variations, like Family Double Dare, I really loved. And like Mark Summers is just everything, so it's just the best. Guts is number 3 for me. I really liked Guts. The theme song is everything, and it's a classic. Mike O'Malley and Maura Quirk, known as Mo, just the best. Honestly, all the hosts of like all the shows are like everything. Figure It Out, because that was a classic, which apparently as a kid, like my mom told me this when I was older, I used to call Figgy Out, because I guess I couldn't say the whole thing. That's probably when I was like a baby. But loved Figure It Out. Loved like Lori Beth Denberg was in like every episode, I feel like, and Danny Tamborelli. Like just the best. Get the Picture, because that was just really good. Also, I thought that one was always really cool. Which I honestly kind of forgot about that one. But then when I like refreshed my memory, I was like, I definitely have seen episodes of that. And then Nick Arcade and Wild and Crazy Kids are the last 2, just because I'm not even sure if I've seen episodes of either of those. And if I have, I don't remember. So that's my list on game shows. I went from 1 to 7 on this. I don't know, I guess it was, I knew like which ones were my favorite, and for the Nick Jr. shows I went from like bottom to top. That one was a lot harder for me, so we're gonna go to that one next. But game shows, Legends is my favorite. Now, Nick Jr. shows, there are 12 for my list, and here is my final list. So, this one I did, like I said, from bottom to top, so I guess that's how I'll explain it. So, Max and Ruby's last because I watched it, but I felt like I was older and I didn't really watch it that much. I feel like I watched it more like making fun of it, so like not my favorite. Maisie, kind of same thing, like wasn't really like my favorite. Gullah Gullah Island, I guess same, like I didn't watch it like that much. I felt like that one was even like a little before my time, but like I know it's like a classic and I've definitely seen it, so it definitely had to be on here. Miss Spider, Sunny Patch Friends, kind of same thing as like Max and Ruby. Like I felt like when that was on I was older, so I didn't watch it like that much, but I definitely watched it. Oswald, I feel like I watched a good amount, but not as much as the others, so it had to be number 8. Same thing with Bob the Builder. I definitely watched it and like a good amount. But also the one like truck in that, I think it was the blue one, that was always like when Bob the Builder would be like, can we fix it or can we build it or whatever it was. Like the blue one was like, I think so, or whatever, and like he just like pissed me off. Like, if you know, you know, so like that annoyed me. Franklin and Little Bear are kind of like, I don't know, like the same. Like they could be like flip-flopped and like I'd be okay with it, because those, it's like I watched the same amount of. Little Bill, definitely watched a lot of Little Bill. Loved Little Bill. Same with Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Dora and Blue's Clues are like, I feel like those could also be like flip-flopped, but I feel like I liked Blue's Clues a little more. But those were probably the two shows I remember watching the most. I love Dora the Explorer. Obsessed. Blue's Clues, way obsessed. I even had like, got like a toy for like Christmas or my birthday or something where it was the mailbox, and inside there was like the handy dandy notebook and like the big crayons and like stamps and all kinds of stuff. If I can find a picture of it, I will insert it here. But I was obsessed with Blue's Clues. So that is my list as far as Nick Jr. shows go. Now, probably tomorrow when I get home from work, or at some point during the week, I definitely want to sit down and do the rest of the shows. I kind of feel like I could separate it between like animated and like regular. So I might do that, because I feel like if I do like everything, it's a lot. So we will see, but the next clip you will see is either going to be the final list or the final two lists. Okay, good evening everyone. It is the next day, next night actually. It is 9:03 and I think I started this at like 8:30. And it took a minute, but I finished my list. So I did end up splitting it into two categories. I did Nick Cartoons and Nick Live TV. Okay, so first I'll probably explain to you guys the Nick Cartoon. So it's kind of a mess, but here is my list. Okay, so here it is, and these are the correct order of numbers here on the right side. So we'll start at the bottom. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'd say at least 6. I put those in that order, not really any specific order. I mean, Ren and Stimpy and Rocco's are definitely the bottom for me, just because I think I said in yesterday's clip, those were more of like adult themed cartoons, and when they played these when I was a kid, like I didn't really get it. Maybe if I watched it now, I would appreciate it more, but I don't know. Cat Scratch is next because I watched it here and there, but I also feel like it was only around for like a season, so not much of like a storyline. Zim and Pinky and the Brain are kind of like the same, like watched it like here and there, but wasn't like my favorite. Angela Anaconda was alright, but I also feel like that one wasn't around for that long. Angry Beavers, how many of those could I all put together? No, I probably couldn't put those all together. Maybe like Angry Beavers and Cat Dog. I definitely watch Cat Dog more than Angry Beavers. I also feel like, yeah, Angry Beavers I didn't watch that much. Good theme song, but like I didn't watch the show that much. Teenage Robot was good. I definitely watched that all the time. Danny Phantom, same. Ginger I really liked. Remember watching that a lot. Chalk Zone I always watched. Like, I feel like it was on like before school every day, like really early in the morning, like 6, 7 o'clock. And I would watch it, and like I knew all like they did like the songs and stuff, and my dad would even like sing the songs because he was always up with me. All Grown Up, I feel like I could have put that lower, but I kind of forgot about it as I was looking through my list. But yeah, that probably could have gone lower. I watched All Grown Up, but like obviously was nowhere near as good as Rugrats, and like it didn't last as long. And I don't know, that one was alright. The top 10 were definitely the hardest because I watched all of these a lot. So, Kablam, classic, but probably out of the top. Oh, well, I guess All Grown Up makes the final 10. Okay, so the top 9. Kablam I watched, but not as much. Same with Doug. I watched Doug quite a bit, and we had like the VHS tapes of Doug. Jimmy Neutron I watched a lot, like after school. Thornberrys watched a lot. Rocket Power I watched a lot. Same with Fairly Odd Parents, but I stopped watching it because then I was like too old and it like wasn't great. And then my top 3, Always and Forever. I pretty much knew from when I made the list, like in this order, these were gonna be my top 3 because SpongeBob was everything, but only like the first 3 seasons, then it got terrible. Rugrats was everything. I'd say all 10 seasons were good. Obviously, like the original ones were better, but like I will still watch Rugrats to this day. Same with Hey Arnold. Seen every episode at least like 50 times. Literally, like from my childhood to now. My best friend Marissa and I watch it like every time we hang out. We watch like all the classics, which is like every episode. But we like the spooky ones. So we'll watch like those a lot. And it's just a classic and it's my favorite. And the movies were great. The Jungle movie that came out back in 2017 when Arnold was finally reunited with his parents was everything. Craig Bartlett, the creator, is like the best. Jim Lang, who did the music, like amazing. Just 100% my favorite Nick cartoon created. Label it, but there were 24. This is my list, which I also did this from bottom to top. This one, like, surprisingly wasn't that hard until, like, the end. So pretty much from, like, Wienerville down, those are kind of just, like, random because, like, most of these shows I didn't even watch, to be honest. Like, I don't want to, you know, like, there's no, like, particular order, really. I just, like, Cousin Skeeter, like, probably all these shows I've seen, like, a few episodes, but it wasn't something where, like, I had to watch it. Taina I definitely watched a little more, but I feel like that didn't really have as many seasons, so, like, it wasn't on the air for that long. Salute Your Shorts, I feel like mostly is up there because the theme song is just everything. I didn't watch the show really when I was a kid, more when, like, I got older because they did play it on, like, the Splat, so that's when, like, I really got into it. And I was like, alright, like, this is, like, classic, like, very nostalgic, like, vibes. Unfabulous, I watched that all the time. Same with Clarissa, I own, like, the first season, which I think is the only season. But it's a classic. Sister, Sister, and Sabrina were, like, the same. I feel like Sister, Sister was originally on, like, ABC Family. And I watched it there, but, like, I probably watched it on Nick, too. And same with Sabrina. That one, I think, was on ABC Family first. And I feel like I watched it mostly on there, but, like I said, probably watched it on Nick, too. iCarly, that was, like, I was older, but they were also, like, my age, so I definitely watched that, like, the first few seasons, and then I kind of got stupid, and then I was just too old. Pete and Pete, also mostly because of the theme song, because that is literally everything, and if it doesn't make you feel nostalgic at all, like, there's actually something wrong with you. I actually have the theme song, on my Spotify playlist. It's called Hey Sandy by Polaris, and it's just like every time I'm feeling like 90s vibes, like I put it on and I could just cry, honestly. It's everything. But like Danny Tamborelli, like as like young Pete, like little Pete, like amazing. The best. And I also got into this one a lot more as I was older. Like I'll like randomly watch like episodes on YouTube and it's just the best. Drake and Josh and Zoe 101, That one I had kind of like a tough time because I'm like, which one did I like more? And like I watched both, like I'm pretty sure I watched every season of both of these shows. And after thinking about it, I definitely liked Zoe more, not by much, but definitely more. Ned's was my favorite, watched it all the time. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Kenan and Kel and The Amanda Show, both kind of like sketch comedies, like almost, and all that, to be honest, like in SNL, like for kids. Kenan and Kel had more of like a storyline, and like it was everything, and like Coolio sang the theme song, so it's just the best. And like the Kenan and Kel movie, Two Heads Are Better Than None. Oh my god, my favorite, literally last year during like the spooky season, I literally watched it like every day. It's on YouTube. It's everything. Yeah, The Amanda Show and all that, pretty much like I said, SNL for kids, just a bunch of like skits, but like amazing, like The Amanda Show, like Judge Trudy, Block Bleaster, Totally Kyle, The Girls Room, Tony Pajamas, The Dancing Lobsters, just like everything. And then they had like Moody's Point, which was like a play off of like Dawson's Creek pretty much. Amazing. And then all that was just everything, specifically like the original crew. But I also liked when Danny Tamborelli came on because like we knew him from Pete and Pete, so you're like, oh my god, like Danny Tamborelli, it's happening. And I was really excited, and I remember like I was cheering in my bedroom, and I was like, yes, like Danny Tamborelli. And my dad came in and was like, go to bed, like be quiet, like it's like 11 o'clock at night, calm down. But I was really excited, and I also loved when they started doing like musical guests at like the end of the episode. That was pretty cool. And also TLC sang their theme song, so like classics. And probably my number one, though not at the time, but this is one of the shows that I will still watch to this day. And another one my best friend Marissa and I pretty much watch every time we hang out, and it's pretty much like the same 5 episodes. It's like The Tale of Laughing in the Dark, The Phantom Cab. I can't even name the other ones, but like the one with like Gilbert Gottfried and Ryan Gosling. Just like everything. Just a great show. Canadian TV at its finest. The theme song is terrifying. And just all around an amazing show that I think I didn't really watch it so much as a kid, I don't think. I feel like it was off the air like before I was born. But I probably would have cried. But like watching it as an adult, like I still cried. But just amazing. Such a good show and holds up to this day. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what your favorite Nick shows are of today from way back when. I'd really love to hear what you guys liked watching and if you still watch these shows today as a fully grown adult like I do. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.